forcing me. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man. You can't go against Constitution.
Okay,
You
Mr.
took an
Evans,
oath.
please, Evans.
You swore an oath to
I did.
follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm gonna...
choice to finish this matter now or be responsible for your actions.
We'll set this for July 1st.
If you'd like to be responsible for your actions, we'll set this further. Because you can do that, or you can dismiss this matter with prejudice.
I'm not going to do that today. If you don't take your paperwork and leave the courtroom, we'll have you remanded into custody.
You've threatened me now.
I'm
Even more
giving
so
you
than
a
you already
choice.
were. And if anybody tries to touch me, I'll charge them with assault and battery. Threatening me again. Telling me
Yes,
if I don't
you will be
play
expected
your game,
to appear.
and you just said yes. Oh my goodness. That if I don't play your game, you will put me in captivity. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, these are jailable offenses, but
Notice what's happening here. The judge isn't debating ideology, she's trying to determine a basic procedural question. Is the defendant going to participate in the case or not? Courts can only move forward when both sides engage with the process. What do you think? Should the judge keep explaining or move the case along?
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I am Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but I am
Okay.
Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Williams, I'm
Michael
asking-
Williams. Your Honor,
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
Okay. So here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No,
Well,
Your
either
Honor, I'm
way,
just
but I
letting
have
you
to
know
call
who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams
That's fine.
L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not a United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present, and so that's fine. But I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold on.
you to that document, okay?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your
I
Honor?
said, if we can't handle those matters and those tickets that on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here. I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying when I.
Williams
call those
L is here
documents-
today. I'm
Did
just
you-
letting you know
Hold
who
on,
I
Mr.
am,
Williams.
ma'am. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I am Williams L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as a name on the ticket, just so you know. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool
That's
with
fine.
that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a
Okay.
Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to
Sovereign.
offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and have? I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and want to?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay. So if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on
You
record.
have to- Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am.
Listen,
I'm participating. I do not
and
agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine. But if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's
Okay.
violating a constitutional right, ma'am.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want to what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want an
tickets?
offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violating my constitutional right.
How do you
And I
have
asked for your
constitutional
open
rights
offer.
if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a
I understand.
national.
I can get
I'm
it,
a
but
Morse
that's,
American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Morse American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. That's it. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it.
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violating my rights as a
Now
sovereign.
calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Williams L.
All right. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a title.
This is the date and time set for a arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right. So how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this.
This is one of the biggest misconceptions seen in sovereign citizen arguments. Personal beliefs about jurisdiction don't automatically remove a court's legal authority. Whether a court has jurisdiction is determined by law, not by either party simply declaring it doesn't exist.
Case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right. That motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So it's
special
been
appearance.
denied. So you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
No.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or Color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I
He would
wanted
like
to
to dismiss
participate.
these
I'm just
matters.
letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is,
Okay.
and then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay. And is there another name that
Well,
you have?
That's not my name. That's just my title.
Okay. What's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay. You don't have a name at all.
No.
All
I'm
right.
not Christian.
All right. Is my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench, or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and binder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on that. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I know I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes
Okay.
or
So when-
codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your like options at this point in time.
I wasn't-
If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't
to you.
driving, I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger,
I was parked. And it was harassing. Was
you
never
sure you don't
driving.
want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir. You can have,
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I do not
Okay.
consent. I can't
so here's
consent.
what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status. Because you have to pick one of the options, yes.
Ma'am,
It
I'm a
is.
sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said,
Right.
did you want counsel?
I'm not a
Because
United
counsel-
States citizen. Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law.
Okay, and that's
Supreme
fine.
Court case,
That's your.
Supreme Court case, Self versus Rader. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party before I ask for this case to be dismissed off like jurisdiction?
I denied the motion for the case to be dismissed, so you have these options, or else it's just gonna remain.
And
warrant
I'm
status.
under duress because you forced me saying you're gonna put a warrant out for my
It's
arrest.
already out there.
But
The
that's
warrant has to
violating
be
my
removed.
13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a
So-
crime is being committed.
So you
You
can't.
can't violate my
Okay,
constitutional
let me
rights.
finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that.
You have to go by
Either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
the laws do apply. Well, do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was about to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that. That wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here
I'm
to
saying,
make
do you
sure
have a
that-
liability? Do you have a bond?
Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. Mr.
I'm not
Chair.
arguing. I'm under law.
Here's something many viewers overlook. The judge is carefully explaining every constitutional right available, the right to an attorney, a trial, plea negotiations, and filing motions. Ironically, the court is making sure the defendant understands his legal protections before moving forward.
Warrant status,
You're forcing me.
nothing
You
I
can't
can
do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man.
Okay.
You can't go against Constitution.
Okay,
You
Mr.
took an
Evans,
oath.
please, Evans.
You swore an oath to
I did.
follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things.
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, all right?
You're right.
You can't
All right.
force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my
You can
constitutional
go to the
rights.
fifth floor and make a complaint.
Yes, because you're violating my constitutional rights.
All right.
And I'm
Thank
going to ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
you. Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that. Let's
Okay, you
actually
can ask him, go ahead and ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
Took an oath to swear to the Constitution. Took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay, he said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moor. Sorry.
Moorish American and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
This is a Social Security Certificate Trust action, which you are now a real party and interest to. I'm here sui juris appropriate persona. I challenge the jurisdiction of this court, and I don't understand, so I do need some questions answered. Is there a bond on this matter?
I believe you were PR. Actually, bail was set at $2,000.
There is a bond on this matter, correct?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and so is my social security number attached to these charges in any way?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? You
I don't have any record of your social security number. So as far as I know, I don't know your social security number.
No, I'm saying is my social security number attached to these charges in any way?
Only in the extent that it's connected to your driving history.
So is that a yes or a no?
In some way, shape, or form, your social security number is in the system with records on you. That is true.
Okay, so you just told me there was a bond, which means this is commercial court.
It's not commercial.
Now you're saying that my social security number is attached to these charges. And so, which means this is assessed a case trust action, which you are a real party in interest to. And I just told you I was the beneficiary. You're supposed to be charging the trust. You're not charging the beneficiary. And if you're creating bonds against my trust without my permission, I don't understand. Are you saying you're committing fraud trust?
I'm saying that you are subject to the jurisdiction of this court.
This matter cannot move until you've proven jurisdiction, and you failed to do so. And if you cannot prove jurisdiction, then this matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice, because this is a commercial matter. I'm a non-U.S. citizen American national by way of American Samoa. I'm the beneficiary. I am here sui juris and propria persona, and we cannot move any further on this matter until this is either dismissed with prejudice or you can prove jurisdiction.
So what would you like to do with your case? I assume, Mr. Parent, that you are not representing?
So the man cannot speak for me.
Okay, he's not speaking for you, but I am asking him a direct question, so I need you to let him answer.
Okay.
Yes, so the court did appoint us on this matter, but it sounds like he does not want my office to represent him, so I'm happy to withdraw.
You can dismiss yourself.
So would you like to represent yourself in the matter, Mr.
Please
Schuster?
do not tell me to shut up. You can dismiss yourself.
So he can't dismiss himself, only I can dismiss him. I'm asking you if you wish to have an attorney or if you wish to represent yourself.
This is a trust or system.
This is the turning point. The judge points out a logical inconsistency, rejecting the authority of the legal system while simultaneously demanding constitutional protections from that same system. Whether you agree or disagree, this contradiction rarely persuades a court.
A trust action. And so I'm here sui juris and propria persona. You know what that means. And so we can prove
Don't know what it means because it's nonsense, but nonetheless.
Prove jurisdiction, or we can dismiss this matter with prejudice.
So I'm not going to do that today. Here are your choices. You can have Mr. Parent represent you. You can choose to obtain private counsel, or you can represent yourself. Let's start there. Which of those three?
Nobody's going to represent me. I can present myself, as I said.
So you wish to go pro se? I don't need you to read the script. I need you to tell me if you wish to go pro se.
I told you, I'm here sui juris and propria persona.
Ms. Roberts, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
My inclination is to set this matter over and see if Mr. Schuster wants to give it another shot with his attorney or go pro se. It looks like this is the first pretrial, and suspect he's not prepared to set for trial today.
What is the first one? There's no plead.
Okay, I'm not speaking to you, so you're going to have to wait. I'm speaking to Ms. Roberts.
I mean,
Judge, I would ask that we set this matter over 1 week.
Okay. Do you want to come back to court in 1 week and try again?
we can finish this matter now.
We
There's
can't.
no need to
We
move
can't.
this any further because
So here's
it's
the
not
thing.
proven jurisdiction.
Here's the thing. It's not my position today to have to prove jurisdiction to you.
It is. It is your position. Because
It's
it is
not.
on the courts.
And I'm also not going to argue with you.
There's no
So
argument.
I'm going to
That's
have you
just
come back to court in 1 week.
There's nothing you can prove that you have jurisdiction. This man does not speak for me.
So we're going to come back to court on July
That
1st.
doesn't work. That date doesn't work.
Why doesn't it work for you?
Because I'm a man. I have things to do. I've come here multiple times under duress with threats from your end, and I have no more time for this matter. And unless you can prove jurisdiction, there's no need for this matter to move any further.
You're going to come back on July 1st at 9 a.m. If you don't come back on
Stop
July
work.
1st,
Are you threatening me now?
I'm telling you there's going to be a bench warrant issued if you don't
Are
show
you
up. So
threatening me now?
I'm giving you the choice of showing up
No.
or a bench.
At this stage, the conversation has completely shifted away from the original charges. Instead of discussing evidence or legal defenses, the hearing is consumed by arguments over jurisdiction and legal theories. That's usually a risky strategy because the underlying case remains unresolved.
You can use the choice to finish this matter now or be responsible for your actions.
We'll set this for July 1st.
Would you like to be responsible for your actions and set this further? Because you can do that, or you can dismiss this matter with prejudice.
I'm not going to do that today. So July 1st, 9 a.m. Back in this courtroom.
Abigail, what's the reason for the threats, Abigail? You violated my rights enough.
We'll just hold Speedy for this week, Ms.
Violated my
Robert.
rights enough. This matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice.
We'll see you back on July 1st.
Or else what? You're going to threaten me?
Or else the court will issue a bench
So
warrant.
you're threatening me now, Abigail.
I am telling you your
I'm telling you
options.
this matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice. Because you cannot prove jurisdiction. This is a
Signature
certificate
here.
trust action.
Signature
You're
here,
trying to
sir.
commit fraud.
Sir,
You're
Mr.
trying to
Brewster.
commit fraud. Yes,
So-
I'm speaking with Abigail.
You're done.
No,
you're
no,
done.
you can't tell me I'm done.
I
This
can.
is no, you don't have power to do that.
Your court case is over.
You don't have power to do that.
Sir, your hearing is over. If you don't take your paperwork and leave the courtroom, we'll have you remanded into custody.
You're threatening me now.
I'm
Even more
giving
so
you
than
a
you already
choice.
were. And if anybody tries to touch me, I'll charge them with assault and battery. So I will be gone because this matter is dismissed.
Let's address. We can address Jonathan Schuster, 480525748.
For the record, this man.
Why don't you come up to council table, please, so we can create a record?
No, I don't want to give you any personal jurisdiction, so I'll stay right here.
No, you'll come to the council table if you would like to be heard and make a record. So you need to come up and turn on the microphone.
No, I don't need to do that for me to be heard.
We are audio recording, so to be heard, you need to come up to the table and sit with the microphone.
You don't have to. I don't have to come up there for you to hear me. You can hear me perfectly fine.
I can hear you, but we are creating a court record, which is audio recording.
Jurisdiction by doing what you said, because you don't have jurisdiction over me. And so, for the record,
Mr. Schuster, I
I reserve all rights.
did
Aye.
put Mr. Parent as standby counsel. Right now, you don't represent yourself. You have standby counsel.
Appoint counsel to me
Well,
without my permission. He has no permission to be my counsel. I am here sui juris, appropriate persona. I, Jonathan hyphen Troy Fagifaleo Somaliatoa Colin Schuster, am here under fraud, menace, and duress. I have made a special appearance to this court for those reasons. I've challenged the jurisdiction of this court, and you have not answered that challenge, Ms. Jennifer. And so, I have some questions for you.
well, right
Are you
now,
able to answer them?
I am not here to be interrogated by you. You are
Well, I
under the
just don't
jurisdiction
understand
of this.
what's going on here.
I think you understand and you choose not to
I
take
do not
in the
understand
information. Okay,
what's
well,
going on
Mr.
here.
Schuster,
I don't understand the nature and cause of what's going on. I don't understand how you can practice law from the bench. I don't understand how you can appoint counsel when I've told you over and over and over again that I'm here sui juris appropriate persona. I'm here of my own right, in my proper person. He does not have my permission to represent me in any way.
well, it doesn't sound like you know how to represent yourself either, which you would,
represent myself.
well, you would. Either you
I
have
don't.
counsel or
I
you
need
are
to
acting pro
represent
se.
myself. And so, like I have told you, I'm here sui juris appropriate persona. I have challenged the jurisdiction of this court. You have not answered that challenge. We cannot move any further until you answer that challenge. Is this common law jurisdiction, or is this an admiralty maritime jurisdiction?
Either. So,
Right.
Mr. Schuster, this is Carmen McDonald. I'm the prosecutor on this particular case. I think where we're at right now is you're being charged with an offense. I can barely hear you, which means the record that you're trying to make is not being picked up and not being recorded. So everything you're saying is not being preserved unless you go to the table up there near the microphone. So that's number one.
For the record,
If you would like,
if you step up so you can hear me better, and I will
none of
speak
it's
louder.
being
I will
preserved.
speak louder so you can hear me, but I reserve all my rights, and I'm speaking much louder than anybody else prior to me has spoken.
Mr.
So I just
Schuster,
want to make sure that
Mr.
the
Schuster,
reporter can hear me.
You are making legal arguments. All right? You are making legal arguments. They should be preserved for the record, which means it needs to be picked up and recorded.
I will begin again so that the recorder can
Not
hear me.
choosing to be silent, you're choosing to make a legal argument. So we need to have that on the record.
For the record, I reserve all rights.
You've made that.
I, Jonathan, Troy, Faisal, Leaso, Maliator, Colin, Schuster, have made a special appearance under fraud, menace, and duress. Fiduciary, Jennifer. I've challenged the jurisdiction of this court, which has not been answered. This is a Social Security SovCit trust action, which you are now a real party in interest to. This is a military admiralty jurisdiction under maritime law. However, you must realize that you have no such jurisdiction without also having a valid international contract in dispute. I am not aware of having entered in any international contracts, so I deny that any such contracts exist. Will you please instruct the prosecuting attorney to inform the court if there is such a contract? And if so, place it into evidence and explain how I'm party to it and then compelled to perform under it.
Your Honor, I may be challenging 1077 on this case.
I understand that the city's bringing up whether or not you're able to proceed in this matter. So whether or not you're able to understand the nature of the proceedings and be able to assist your attorney or to represent yourself, you have to be able to meet that threshold. The fact that
And this is where the stakes become very real. A bench warrant isn't issued because someone disagrees with the judge. It's generally issued when a defendant fails to comply with court orders or appear as required. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments if you think this hearing could have ended differently.